Hey, what's up guys? Tim here again. Got another tutorial for you today. I'm doing the Solomon's ladder. So, right off the get-go, you see it's a bit of a doozy. And this will probably be the most time-consuming paracord bracelet you ever make, should you choose to do this one. So it is, as you see it, a strand of paracord with individually tied cobra knot sections down the middle. So it is a lot of detailed work, and it's quite, I don't want to say mind-numbing, but I did this over like a few days because I didn't want to go completely insane. But anyways, I'll leave you to your own methods on how you want to get this one done. This design is by Storm Drain, one of the pioneers of paracord out there. You can check out his blog, which has a lot of awesome projects on it. I'll link it down below. And yeah, overall it's not too hard, just time consuming. And if you're not really good with working with microcord, it might be a little hard for you. Me, I don't know. I feel like my fingers just don't work well with, I don't know, tiny cord, and it's a bit of a struggle sometimes, but I did it, got through it. So yeah, remember guys, if you're looking for the materials that I use in this video, you can check out the affiliate links down below, because when you shop through those, you're helping out the channel greatly. And that being said, let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so I got my paracord ready to start. This will be my core strands. I'm using the licorice color. I've got a little over 2 feet. And for my first piece of microcord, I've got about 1 foot of the graphite color. Now, trust me when I say, and I probably mentioned it earlier, this will probably be one of the most time-consuming bracelets I'll ever make, especially if you use the microcord, just because it's so finicky. Anyways, it's pretty simple. So we're going to start off with the middle piece, or the middle of our piece of microcord here. We're going to do a cow's hitch. So we're going to make a loop. Put these through, like so, and then pull it down like that. Okay. So we've got that there. Now you're going to kind of turn it around. From here, you're going to tie your Salomon knots. So I'm going to wrap this around. Now, let me say, I apologize if my fingers get in the way for this one, because working with microcord is extremely finicky and it's going to be hard to show, but at this point, most of you should know how to tie the Salomon knots. If you don't, I will link you to a tutorial on how to tie a Salomon knot, but my fingers and thumbs will obscure a lot of this. So from here, we have our microcord coming out behind, and it's like this, right? So now we're gonna do, I'd say 7 knots, because that's the desired thickness of this band that I want. So let's bring this over the core like that. Bring that over. Also, working with microcord, I'm not a huge fan of it because my fingers are just, I don't know what happens when I work with really small things like this. I just feel like I have 5 thumbs on every finger, and I just feel like it just doesn't cooperate with me, and then get really sweaty and frustrated. Anyways, so let's bring that behind and out through here. Okay, that was just a basic Salomon knot, right? It's a little twisted. See, I kind of used this piece before, but that's why it's a little twisted. So we're going to tie that first one. Now be careful, because when you pull like that, it's going to want to shrink on you, but you want, I'd say this is maybe, in terms of this middle section, this length, maybe 1/2 inch. But like I said, I want about 7 knots for each ladder section. Okay, so our lead cord is on the left. Let's bring that over. Put this over that. And then bring that behind. Like so. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just tying Salomon knots. That's it. And then now that we have the second one tied, we can probably firm it up a little more. Like that. Okay, so now just want to continue tying your Salomon knots all the way down through this section. Okay, and there we go. So I've tied the first ladder, kind of a ladder rung, I guess you can call it. And from here, it's basically just snip and singe. Now, in Storm Drain's original tutorial, he took a fid, you know, the type 1 fid, the thin one here, and he tucked these strands underneath these, all the way underneath here. I guess you can call these knots. And I think that does make it a little more secure, because when you do snip and singe the microcord, just because it's so thin, there is a chance that it could come undone. But I'm not going to do that, because that means I need to use an extra, maybe a few more inches per section. And I feel like it's going to be a little wasteful. So I'm going to stick with my about 1 foot, because as you can see, if we go with any less, you're going to be working with such tiny strands that it's going to get really frustrating. If you can do that, great. If you want to save microcord, go ahead. By all means, do whatever you want to do. But for me, I think I would need at least 1 foot per section. Okay, so now I'm just going to snip and singe this here as it is. I don't want to leave that till later. It's going to get too messy. And essentially, you're just going to do that and repeat it all the way down this section. Okay, that's probably going to take, I don't know exactly how many sections it's going to take me, maybe 20 something. So this tutorial probably will take me a few days to do, because I'm probably not going to do all of this in one sitting. But that's about it. So just, you can move these around as well, as I showed you earlier, because it can be the clasp for the knot, right? But so you can adjust it like this, right? If you pull that through. So yeah, just continue doing that same micro-corded Salomon section all the way down. You can vary your colors if you have different ones. I want to do just straight gray or graphite, because I like that kind of uniform look. But continue working your way down, and then near the end is where we'll tie the diamond knot, okay? Okay, so I've tied my last section, and I've actually done this over a period of a few days, just because it's kind of driving me crazy. But anyways, yeah, we've got 25 for my particular bracelet. I did 25 sections, and I did notice that you see how there's like 7 knots for the cobra knots? It took only about 10 inches per section, and I only have about this much wastage, which is not bad, because you still need a little bit to pull on here, right? So you will have maybe just a couple of inches of wastage per section. And also, just another quick tip, you don't necessarily have to, you know, tie this right next to this section, because you can kind of move them around. Like, see, if I pull on that, I can shift it down, right? So you don't have to like worry about doing it right next to each section. So I'm just going to snip and singe this last section here. I'm going to, you know, push it over to the end, and then we're just going to do our diamond knot closure. So let me finish that off, and then we'll tie the diamond knot. So I snip and singe that section here, and like I said, you can shift these around like so. You can push them right next to each other. There's that effect, so it looks pretty good. Okay, there's my loop. Also, you can shift this one down as well, so you can use that to keep the knot loop closure, you know, tight. All right, so now I've got a few inches left here. I gave myself a lot of extra just so it's easier to do the diamond knot. Let's do that really quick. And of course, if this is unclear, you can check my dedicated diamond knot tutorial. Okay, so let's do the loop over that one. It goes underneath here, over, under, over. Okay, got our Carrick bend. And then let's bring this one around, past here, up through. And then bring this one around, up through the middle. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to tighten this up. Now for the placement of this knot, you're going to want it, I'd say something like that. You can move it a little bit closer if you need to, but of course get all the excess out like so. So it's probably okay here. You want to, of course, make sure these are even. This one is here. Okay. Okay, so got my diamond knot tied and cinched up there. I think the placement here is pretty good. I'm just going to check it on my wrist, and if that placement is good, yeah, we'll leave it right there. So the idea is I'm going to snip and cinch the excess there, and when we have our diamond knot go through here, you want to make sure this fits through, which it does. You can always adjust this last little section to kind of cinch it up, and it doesn't come undone, right? Okay, so let me snip and cinch the excess, and we'll be done. Okay, and there we have it, guys. We are done. I snipped and cinched the excess on the diamond knot there. Got our cords nice and even. And the opening is perfect here for the diamond knot. As you can see, fits nicely. And if you're worried about it coming loose, you can move that up and cinch it closed a little more. But overall, this one turned out really nice, I think. So there we have it. Quite possibly the most time-consuming paracord bracelet you can ever make. I don't think I'll ever be making another one of these, just because, yeah, it did require a lot of time and attention, but I think it was worth it. And it looks quite nice on the wrist, just to quickly show you a bit of perspective there. I know I don't always show that in the videos, but try to work on that. Anyways, there we go, guys. Solomon's ladder. This is really nice. This would make a great watch strap as well, but more on that later, possibly if I ever choose to revisit this one. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This has been the Solomon's ladder, which is a really nice little thin bracelet, very detailed. And if you guys have any comments or questions, please do leave them down below. And remember, if you're looking for any of the paracord and materials I use in this video, check out those affiliate links down below, because when you shop through those, you're helping out this channel greatly. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.